Hello, Lucy and Conrad and Caleb. Are y'all ready for the next installment of this great Fantastic Four saga? Really, there are about four different stories going on at this time. Back at the Baxter Building, three of the Fantastic Four are fighting against the Sandman. And over in Latveria, we have Doctor Doom and the Silver Surfer. But then off someplace else, we've got Johnny and Wyatt and Lockjaw looking for the Hidden Valley, and of course the Inhumans are still part of our story, and we'll see them later on today. But right now, we're going to return to Latveria and Doctor Doom and Silver Surfer. So here they are inside Doctor Doom's castle, and look at this gigantic laboratory. And here's Doctor Doom and Silver Surfer. Yeah. All right. Meanwhile, on the other side of the world, the absolute monarch of Latveria gives his visitor from space a rarely revealed glimpse of the most amazing experimental workshop complex on the face of the globe. Yeah, this looks pretty amazing to me. It looks bigger than anything Reed Richards has at the Baxter Building. Look at all these gizmos. And Doctor Doom says, few living beings have ever been privileged to witness this sight. It is one of the most closely guarded installations in existence, for it is here that some of my greatest scientific projects are carried out. And look at this fella in some kind of armor working on a machine that has tubes that go all over the place, and there's fires that are burning and smelting. And Silver Surfer says, though much of this is strange to me, I sense that your purpose is one of worldwide destruction. My eyes do not view this scene with favor. This is a big scene, isn't it? You wrong me greatly, says Doctor Doom. I have been waging a ceaseless battle for peace and for justice. But in the course of that battle, I need weapons, weapons with which to defend myself from the dastardly enemies of freedom. There, for example, is my mobile, all-powerful pacifier. Vroom! Its purpose is to come to the aid of those who are threatened by tyranny or by injustice. I don't buy this at all. What a liar Doctor Doom is. But Silver Surfer is naive to the ways of the world. I see that there is still much for me to learn. Your voice mouths soothing words of peace and righteousness, and yet every fiber of my being recoils at the lust for power which pervades the very atmosphere about you. So he senses what is right, but Doctor Doom continues to lie. He says, it is a pity that you do not understand. Actually, I am the gentlest, the most unambitious of monarchs. My only desire is to make my people happy and to further the cause of peace and of brotherly love. We know better than that, don't we? I have been informed that my devoted subjects actually dance in the streets at the merest mention of my name. At that very moment, one of his subjects bumps into him, and he says, 1,000 pardons, sire. I did stumble against your cloak. Thack. And Doctor Doom responds in anger, clumsy dolt. You dared lay a hand upon the sacrosanct person of your Lord and Master? Worthless, insufferable clod! Do you know what this means? Thump! And he pushes us up against the wall, and his servant begs, "Oh no, sire, no, not the ultimate punishment." But then, suddenly, Dr. Doom's grip seems to relax. His rage seems to subside as he suddenly realizes the presence of the silent being who stands beside him. And so he realizes that he's gone too far, and he tries to back up. He says, now, my good fellow, why this foolish alarm? Surely you do not fear your forgiving sovereign. An accident can happen to anyone. I am relieved that you did not injure yourself. Now go, my loyal subject. Take the rest of the day off, for you look wan and weary. We shall speak of this no more. And the servant says, "Then I am forgiven, sire? I need not expect the ultimate punishment? Oh, most merciful king, never shall I forget your kindness, sire, your matchless charity." Poor fellow, so dependent upon his liege, so trusting, so innocent. It is not a simple matter to be a worthy monarch, to rule with justice and with love, but I try, no matter the long hours, the sleepless nights. My duty is to serve. "You are glib, earthling," says the surfer. "You have a way with words. No mere words can do justice to the wonders you are about to behold. To prove I create things other than weapons, look, an actual temporal photo of the universe taken by my own orbiting satellite." And so he opens up a window screen, and now the surfer can view the cosmos where he used to travel about at will, at ease, until Galactus had imprisoned him on Earth. And Dr. Doom realizes it worked. I knew how he must miss the deeps of space. I knew that scene would hold him entranced. And the surfer says, "The vastness of space, the endless skyways which had been my home, how glorious a sight." Dr. Doom whispers, "Now quickly, put the apparatus upon me, silently, carefully. One slip now, and you will all pay for it with your lives. This shall be my greatest triumph. Now I shall gain my greatest power." And his servant says, "All is in readiness, sire." And look, Dr. Doom has put this apparatus that wraps him around his head and around his hands and his chest. And he says, "Now turn, Silver Surfer, turn and prepare to meet your fate." Now Dr. Doom is going to release his trap. What's about to happen? Zzzt, and he places his fists around the head of the surfer. Startled, the Silver Surfer wanderer, the space wanderer, spins about only to have a pair of high-intensity inductors clamped to his head. And then, before he can make another move, zzz, Dr. Doom grabs him, and his servant says, "Sire, the space creature struggles to free himself." "It is too late for him," retorts Doom. "My inductors have already begun to draw the cosmic power into my own equipment." He's sucking away the cosmic power away from the surfer into himself. What a scheme! What a plan! Now stand back, shield your eyes. It's about to happen. The final, most powerful release of energy, the last cosmic interchange from the Silver Surfer to Dr. Doom. And the blast of glowing, mighty power is blinding. And then, when the awesome electrical crackling subsides, Doom says, "Release the Silver Surfer. He can menace us no longer." Now it is I who possess the cosmic power which once was his. Never before has any one human being been as totally supreme, as invincibly superior as I. Now let mankind beware, for Doctor Doom has attained powers without limit, power enough to challenge Galactus himself. And look at Doom. He's seething with cosmic power. And the Surfer, bless his heart, he is succumbed and powerless on the floor. But the workings of inscrutable fate are strange indeed, for even as the world's most powerful arch-villain stands at the very pinnacle of his nefarious career, a weary, discouraged Human Torch experiences another in a series of seemingly endless failures. And so we turn our attention to Johnny and Wyatt and Lockjaw. Johnny says, "Another strikeout, Wyatt. Lockjaw brought us to the wrong place again." Wyatt says, "It's some sort of totally different dimension, further from Earth than he's ever transported us." And Johnny says, "I sometimes wonder if I'll ever be able to reach Crystal." "Don't despair, Johnny," says Wyatt. "He'll bring us to the Inhumans someday. He has to return sooner or later. But what type of place is this? No sign of life, no shrubs, no grass, and the ground, it's flat as a board. All I seem to hear are strange booming sounds from off in the distance." "Good," says Johnny. "That'll give me something to do. Sit tight, big buddy, and I'll fly off and investigate them. Flame on!" And so Johnny flames on, flies away, and oh my word, it's like a scene out of Disneyland. Well, or Jurassic Park, more like it. This must be some world that's still in its infancy. King Kong might have a ball here, but Wyatt and I have to figure out some way to make Lockjaw cut out and fast. Growl! Look at all these dinosaurs. Big dinosaurs. No wonder the land is flat. They're so big they stomp down everything in their path. Johnny figured that out himself. "Man, no wonder the ground is so flat. They crush whatever they step on. No smaller forms of life would stand a chance to survive here without being stamped out." Boom! Here comes a big old foot. All right. So, this is one place we don't want to stake a claim to, pal. That's what I expected, Johnny. I spent weeks trying to train Lockjaw. Now let's see if he'll finally obey a spoken command. But before Wyatt Wingfoot can utter another word, grrr, how about that? Lockjaw wants to tackle the whole bunch of them. Wyatt admits he's reacting like any normal canine. He's a watchdog at heart, fearless and protective. Thoom, 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 grrr. But we can't let him commit suicide. I can save myself but flying overhead, but I'm not leaving you. It's all up to Lockjaw now. So Wyatt says, "Take us away, boy. Do you hear? Take us away." Look, his antennae are beginning to quiver. He understands. Hold on, Johnny. Thoom. Thoom. And a split second before the onrushing behemoths storm onto the spot, their three intended victims are gone. Thoom. Thoom. But nothing there. But what of the trapped Inhumans? I told you we'd get to them. In a remote mountain fastness, nestled in one of the most isolated regions of the Earth, the seemingly impenetrable negative barrier still stands. As for the captives within, the turmoil and tension continue to mount. So we hear a voice. Black Bolt has not regained consciousness since he screamed for the first time in years. But it was that very scream which deactivated the bomb. saving our lives. He must not perish. He has ever been the strongest, the wisest, the most valiant of all, says Triton. Even more than that, says Karnak, he is first and foremost our rightful king. Gorgon adds, he shall recover, Karnak. It is his destiny to lead us ever. And then Medusa sighs, if he does not recover, then Medusa's heart shall likewise be forever dead. And Crystal, gazing at Black Bolt, says, Gorgon was right. He will recover. Look, his breathing grows stronger. Black Bolt, can you hear me? This is Crystal. We all need you. You must regain your strength. You must lead us once more. And then, as the world's strangest group of living beings watch their fallen king in silent prayer, thank heaven, the crisis is over. His electron power is building up once more. You can see the surge of raw energy crackling over his head. Black Bolt will live. Zzz. When he awakes, he will speak to us. He has regained his voice at last, cries Karnak. But Gorgon says, there is more to this than meets the eye. Why was he able to utter a sound when threatened by the bomb, but never before? You know him better than any, Medusa. What say you? Wait, says Medusa. Stand back. The mad Maximus is approaching. Boo. Boo. Medusa, cackles the evil Maximus. Why do you not answer, Gorgon? Only we too know the secret of Black Bolt's silence. Why do you not tell? No, says Medusa, do not listen to him. We must not pay heed to the words of a madman. Allow him to speak, Medusa, says Triton. Gorgon says, tell us more, Maximus. Karnak wonders, secret? What secret? And Crystal asks, my sister, what have you hidden from us? You have coached her well, Black Bolt, cackles Maximus. Have you not? She would never betray the secret of one she loves, but there is no love lost between us two, my brother. Therefore Maximus is free to tell. In truth, what a fantastic jest it is. Black Bolt has ever possessed the ability to speak, but he refuses to do so. He refuses, though he knows full well when Black Bolt talks, you'll all be free. Medusa says, you devil, what does he mean by that? I wonder. Madman, says Gorgon, what do you mean? Tell us, tell, or by all that is eternal, you shall feel the wrath of Gorgon. Nay, retorts Maximus, you would not believe the words of a madman. You must ask Medusa. You must force her to speak. Wait, perhaps there is reason in what Maximus says. Don't you see, says Medusa, he tries to turn us against each other. And yet, says Karnak, there is a mystery here which we must unravel. But there is still another mystery to be unraveled, and so we turn away from the Inhumans back to Latveria, where we find a far greater mystery, a far more deadly one, with the fate of all mankind hinging on its outcome. Thus we turn once more to the kingdom of Latveria, where we find the peasants speaking to each other. See, the rumors are true. Our monarch's castle glows with strange, unearthly light. Every subject of the realm has been commanded to shun the place where dwells Dr. Doom. Never have my eyes beheld so macabre, so menacing a sight. 'Tis like some ghastly, grim tableau, not meant for human eyes. We must leave. Have you not heard? It is whispered that our king has made a pact with Satan himself. And then, as though to lend substance to the fears of the awe-stricken villagers, look, in the sky above, what mad nightmare is now aborning? We were right. It is the devil's own handiwork that appears before us. We must hide, lose ourselves in the forest yonder, before it is too late. Look, what is it that's coming? Flee, we're possessed of evil demons. And we see a bright light glowing, and a figure appears, and it looks to be Dr. Doom himself on the Silver Surfer's surfboard. Indeed, that is what we see. In truth, is it not a demon who now rockets high overhead? A demon in human form. And Doom says, all the power of the Silver Surfer now is mine. The world itself belongs to Dr. Doom. Oh, what a fearful sight. Dr. Doom, with the cosmic power. What can stop him? Who can stop him? Flee, you mortal fools. Flee before the matchless might of the awesome majesty of the new master of all mankind. And cosmic bolts shoot from the fingers of Dr. Doom as he glides along on the surfboard. And the villager says, he has truly become all-powerful. What fate does this bespeak for us who must dwell upon this hapless planet? Will this be the terrible end of the human race? While on the other side of the globe, still blissfully ignorant of the almost inconceivable danger that faces humanity, we return to the fabulous Fantastic Four, or at least in this case, the Fantastic Three. All right. Sue says, are you still working on a new defense against the Sandman, darling? Yes, Sue, I've almost got it now. And look over here, we find the Thing, and he's watching TV. He says, hey, this Marvel superhero show is a living end. Look, he's watching TV with Captain America. Maybe he's watching a Papa video. What do you think? If you ask me, some of the stories are too far out. Do you think some of the stories are too far out? Well, we're in the middle of one of the farthest outest stories we've read so far. Well, Sue says, Reed, I have such a strange feeling, as though something horrible lies just ahead, something much more dangerous than the Sandman. Reed thinks, I feel it also, but I mustn't admit it to Sue. You just need a change, honey, says Reed. Why don't we have dinner out tonight? Well, that sounds like fun. Or ordering some pizza in. That sounds like fun too. After all, we can worry about supervillains anytime, but how often do I get a chance to show off the prettiest gal in town? Sue, sweetheart, please, you've got to snap out of it. I can't help it, dear. I've never felt so apprehensive. Reed thinks some may laugh at a woman's intuition, but Sue's never been wrong before. And of course, we know that she's not wrong now. There is something awesome and dangerous and terrifying that's about to happen. Hey, says Thing, can't you two smooch somewhere else? You're making me miss the whole blame commercial. And so the Thing worries about Reed and Sue. Reed and Sue are worried about some unknown premonition. But next, the story is titled The FF Defeated. So that gives us something to worry about too, doesn't it? Well, let's take a peek at the cover of the next issue. Wow, the dismal dregs of defeat. And look, here's the powerful Dr. Doom floating in midair while he gestures toward the Fantastic Four and Wyatt as they walk away in dismay. Well, that gives us something to think about. as we wait for the next installment of this amazing Fantastic Four saga of Doctor Doom and the Silver Surfer. All right, I'll be back with more of the story next time. Love y'all. Bye-bye.